my new followers out there, we were working on the B3000 here. This is not your average B3000. This is a turbo diesel swap that I did. It's got the Toyota 4-cylinder diesel. So that's what I've done to this. I've got tons of videos on this actual doing the build of it. If this is your first time, go back through my channel. You'll see.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video on my channel here. Today we are going to be diving into a Mazda b3000. This is a 2004 model. We are going to be diving into how to replace the wheel bearings on this particular style. There's an inner and outer. If you've got any questions, feel free to comment below, but we're going to get started. The first thing you're going to want to do is, before you jack up the truck, loosen up the lug nuts here. So you can see here, get rid of that. I've got a bad wheel bearing for sure, and it looks like potentially needs some brakes, which I have as well. So I'll be changing all that out today. But the next step is to take off the brakes themselves. So the way these brakes actually work, to get them apart, is you have to bang out these pins. There's one in the bottom, one in the top. You've got these little lips on it, if you can see that, and you'll just grab a hammer and a screwdriver or something and kind of just bang that in. Alright, so they are connected, so you have to bang both of them together, but the good news is that was not as hard as I thought it was going to be. So you do the same thing on the bottom. Let's see what happens with the crowbar. There we go, just like that. We want to get that out of the way for right now. The next step is here on the outer side of the rotor. There will be a little lip that you can use a hammer and get a screwdriver started. You could probably buy replacement caps for this, but this is kind of a beater truck, and I'm not gonna do that, spend the money. So we've got that off now. Looks like you've got a cotter pin that you'll need to take out. For those who don't know what a cotter pin looks like, it's just a little pin that goes through. You'll want to get a new one of these for the install for sure. Alright, so now this is unscrewing. Nice and easy. Alright. So there's a nut under there. Now, there we go. This was super loose. It was, as you can see, I didn't even use a wrench or anything, but the outer bearing will be this first one right here. So you can see this is what you're replacing right here. And this one, I mean, it's hard to say. It doesn't feel too bad, but it is a little loose. It could have been part of the issue that I was having was maybe that this just wasn't tight enough at all. Anyways, that's the outer one. So in here is your inner one. Now this one is shot, so definitely the inner one was the issue. And that is how you take it off. It's actually super easy, pretty quick. Like, it's not a 5-hour process. It's literally 10 minutes, and you can have it off. So what I'm going to do is you're going to want to clean this surface up, and we'll take a little closer look at this bearing here. I've got 2 new bearings for this, the inner and outer, and as you can see here, they're super small, super small bearings. So that is that. Let me see. Yeah, so this one is going to be your outer one, the one we took off first. It's the smaller one, and you will notice there is the metal sleeve that I need to replace down in there. So we're gonna have to get that out. So on this, trying to get the inner bearing out, you're gonna stick it flat down on the back surface here, and then you're gonna bang through here and hopefully bang that bearing right out. There you have it. So this ring does not come with your bearing, but you'll want to keep that for reinstall, because that will keep that all down in there. So we have here the bearing out. You need to bang that sleeve out of there. So I had this actually for a different kind of bearing puller, but I got it in there and just popped it out this way. So that's the first one down. That is the smallest one, and it is the outer. And so you're going to flip this over now, and you're going to try to do something similar to this. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So that's working. So we'll punch this out all the way. All right, and there you go. So now it is completely no parts of the bearing are in there. Now this is the main important part, now that you have it all out, to get it clean. So now is the best time for, you know, making sure all dirt, dust, debris is out. And I do have a little bit of brake cleaner left, but not much. So that's all I have, but all right. So now we've got that nice and clean. It's time to put the new bearing in. You don't want to get any dirt, you know, in this fitting here. So what I'm gonna do, grab just a tiny bit of grease, don't need much, and just put a thin layer just to help this slide in there a little easier. Something right like that. Alright, now you're going to want to grab a socket or something that will fit over this. There we go. Alright, so we got that one in place now, so that's good. Now you're going to want to flip it over, and you're going to want to get this one in before you try putting the other bearing in the socket. So going to grab the new sleeve here. Again, make sure all the surfaces are clean and there's no dirt. Put some grease on it like that, just a nice thin layer. And have to get a bigger one. So we have got everything seated nice and in there how it's supposed to be. So now I'm going to go ahead and stick this inner bearing in, and you're going to want to pack this bearing. So you're going to grab some grease. This is a messy job if you do it right. As you pack it and work it around, you'll feel the slop in the bearings kind of start going away, and it'll get tighter and tighter to turn. And you'll want to pack the back of it as well. Alright, and now that you've made sure everything is clean, you can stick the bearing down in there. Now you can grab this retainer looking thing right here that you took out, clean it up. I don't get dirt in there, but clean it up. Again, if you have brake cleaner, you can definitely spray some of that on here. So we got that. Alright, and that's clean. Then we'll tap it with the hammer. Alright, now I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be a rubber seal that goes around here. I think it was this. Anyways, you can see this is broken on mine. So for the sake of this video, I'm going to put it back like this without that rubber seal. But you guys should get a new seal here and put that in to make sure you get that done right. I'm going to put a little on my finger. We're going to come back over here and I'm going to just stick a tiny bit. You don't want like excessive amounts, but just a fine kind of film over everything is what you want. So the hub here, or I'm not really sure what they call this. It's kind of the hub, I guess. So we'll grab that, slide it on there. So the next step, you won't get it on there all the way, that's fine. You're going to grab your new outer bearing. The first one we replaced was the inner. So we're going to grab the outer now, and we're going to pack it the same way we did the other one. Alright, now you take your new bearing, slide it in there like that, and then you'll just reapply the washer. Then we had this nut here. Alright, that funny thing, this one was not tight, so you may not even have a bad bearing. If this has come loose, it's very possible that this could be just not tight. It's also possible that it's loose for a reason, because your bearing is shot and it, you know, came loose, or, you know, whatever. But so what we're going to do now is we're going to tighten this down. I'm sure there's a torque spec for it. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do it to where I feel is good and I'm comfortable with, but for sure, if you're worried about that, look up the torque spec. And it looks like this is a 27. So 27 millimeter, and that will get you tightened up nice. As you can see, this is a two-wheel drive, so if you've got a four-wheel drive, this is going to be a little different for you. But alright, so now we've got this little cover. We're going to slide that over the nut, and you will have to line up these so you can get your new cotter pin to fit. So a little more like that. Here you can buy, I think I got these at Harbor Freight or something, but you can buy cotter pins. So all you'll do is slip that. Might go with a little bit bigger of one. Alright, perfect. So slip it in like that. One tab will be longer than the other, so you can twist it and then bend the other one, and that is it right there. All you have left is to pop your end cap on and go from there. So you could pack this with some grease as well before you slip it on. Other than that, that is how you change your inner and outer wheel bearings on your 94 Mazda b3000 two-wheel drive. It's not four-wheel drive, so it is two-wheel drive. That will wrap up today's video. Thanks for watching. If you found any of this helpful, please like and subscribe to my channel. That would really help me out. And we will see you next time. I'm out.